Hey guys, what's up? ThirstyThursten here, and today I want to record a quick video for Scalise and anybody else who is wanting to incorporate this. This video will I will convert my existing animals that I have with the Games by Hyper toolkits. I'm using MST Pro now, and before I used the loose modules. And today I'm going to basically convert my animals to the MST Pro instead of the old ones, because we need to change some of the connections and nodes and stuff and references. So I'll be recreating basically my bunny, as you can see here, and I will show you guys how I did it. So the thing is, this animal, when you kill it, you can skin it. It plays the animation and everything of a guy skinning it, and then meat and hide or whatever, fur or whatever you want will be added to your inventory automatically. This is done by the Games by Hyper toolkit. Specifically in this case, what you mostly need from top of mind is the the interaction system, or at least the basic version. You will need the inventory component, and you will need a way to make sure the animal dies. Now you can use the combat toolkit from Hyper, or you can just basically hit it with a car, I guess. I don't know. It works as well in my case, but I'm just going to show you how I did it. So this is the rabbit, and this is parented to the small animal master. And the small animal master I have over here, it's just an empty master class. And this is just the animal AI running around. Now what we're gonna do, what I see in the Discord, a lot of people basically reparent their animal to the interact location master, which I personally did not do because it has a lot of more code that I don't need, and there's an easier way with just incorporating the interfaces, the blueprint interfaces. So let's see. First things first, what I did is in the character blueprint, I created an overlap sphere called overlap skinnable, which will basically detect if the character is close enough that it can actually skin it. So a note beforehand, my game is single player, so I don't know how well this works out or what you might have to change to make it work in a multiplayer setting, because I think this, for example, this get player character index 0 will not work in the how do you say that, in a multiplayer sense. But that's something that you guys need to figure out. I don't know anything about replication or anything, so I'll just show you how I did it and then adapt it to your own stuff. So what we do first, when we have the overlap skinnable, we make sure that we add a few variables to the blueprint. We add char can skin or something similar, which basically checks if the character is overlapping so that it can actually enable the skinning mechanics. So char can skin, and then we also add a skinnable variable. Those are both of the type boolean, and then we add a struct inventory slot item and struct inventory slot item. And we make that an array. Now this is one that I need to change already, because this is still in the old one from the previous V2 versions, and this needs to be changed. However, I'm not sure. It might break some code, but that's okay. We'll fix that later in post. No, just kidding. Struct inventory slot item. Yeah, change it. And then it's probably already gonna change all the variables for me, I hope. Please don't crash. Okay, it works. Stop that. Compile. It's probably gonna throw an error. Probably. We'll see. Hello? Can I click, please? Oh, there we go. Yeah? Okay. No? Yeah? Okay, there we go. Compiling, and it got some errors. Okay, we're gonna fix those later. Hold on. Okay, so oh, these guys were also my PCG thing. That's why it probably took a bit. Okay, that's fine. So what we do, first we have set up this overlap, begin and end overlap and there we set this boolean char can skin. So I don't really want to go through all of this by hand, but just look at it. It's pretty straightforward. We create a begin overlap. The other actor needs to be the player character. If that's true with a branch, the char can skin, and on end overlap we set it to false again, the char can skin. Next let me check. Yeah, so another thing that is probably important to mention. Oh, come on, PCG, shut up. Damn, I'm sorry that it's running slow now, guys. I'm also recording and everything, so that's not great. What we want to do at begin play is set that overlap skinnable to no collision. I do not remember why I did that. No, I do, because when it basically is not dead yet, we don't want it to be able to be skinned. Because when the animal would walk towards the character and they would overlap in an instance, then you could already skin it, which is weird because it's not dead yet. I mean, that's kind of cruel, right? So then, on dead, which it's a custom event that I call when the health is 0. I think I actually made it so, yeah. What I did is for this small rabbit is when it takes any kind of damage, it just immediately stops. And then it ragdolls and the mesh gets collision instead of the capsule. And then we disable the capsule collision. Then we set is dead, which is something that is from before. This is, I don't think this is, no, this is from ABK, I think. I'm not even sure. Doesn't really matter. And then it's dead. So on dead, we set the collision for the overlap skinnable to query only. We don't need any collision, any like physics collision. We only need to query it for an overlap. So the overlap skinnable should also have its collision disabled for everything, except it should have an overlap with the pawn. I don't know if this is visible or if my face is in front of it. Let me put it like this. The pawn should have overlap enabled and the interaction should be blocked. Furthermore, it should have everything on ignore. Otherwise, it's gonna create unnecessary overlaps which can cause performance issues. Now, what I also did is we have the skinnable, what's it called? The skinnable variable, the boolean, which is by default set to true. What happens when you skin it, we'll get into that in a second. When you skin it, it will be set to false. So you can't skin it over and over. But what I also did here is build in a little, how do you say that, little thingy? I can't think of words anymore, I'm sorry. But what I did here is build in a little thingy. I have a delay for 60 seconds after it died. And if it's still skinnable, ergo it's not skinned after 60 seconds, it will just destroy the actor. Otherwise there will be a lot of dead rabbits laying around in your level, and that is not good for performance unless you handle it in a different kind of way. So it destroys the actor after 60 seconds if it's not skinned. Then for the skinning itself, and now here you can see that stuff is broken, and we're going to try and rebuild this because I need to rebuild this all the way up. So that's fine, we can do that. You see, it's actually not that much code. It's really easy. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to delete this event interact. Do I want to do it this way? I'm first going to, should I make a, yeah. I am thinking right now that I might want to actually make a backup of this first, but nah, it's fine. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to class settings, and here's the magic behind the hyper stuff. So I have the BPI can interact and BPI interact, which are both the old ones, and I need the new ones. Now, the issue right now is going to be finding out which one is the old one and which one is the new one. And I can only add one. Yeah, okay. it's going to conflict with the one that's already in here. Okay, then we need to break everything out first. Okay, let's do that. I think I can just clear it. Oh, that's actually nice. Yes, do that. See if that works. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Flag transfer. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that's all of them. Okay, that's not great. Oh, well, we'll see. Then we go to BPI can interact, and now we have 2 of them, and now we need to make sure that we have to correct one, and I don't know which one that is. So I'm just gonna make a gamble here and select the first one. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's the second one. Okay. Need to delete all these functions. This is rather annoying, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, guys. I did not prepare this at all, so now I need to compile it. It's gonna break because this is still not fixed. That's fine. If I just do this and this, then that should work, right? Right? Oh my god. I should have turned off fucking PCG, dude. Oh my god. Okay. Going to save everything real quick, and then I'm going to open an empty level in the background because this is taking way too long. Okay, let's see, levels. For these moments, I always keep like an empty level, LL levels. I always keep like an empty level just ready there in the background because this is just straight up annoying. It's the only downside of PCG. I love PCG, the what is it, procedural content generation thingy, but the thing is that it's continuous, and you can kind of turn it off, but it doesn't always work. Yeah, now we just have an empty black level. That's gonna make it way faster, I think. Okay, let's get back to it. Yes, so the class settings, which we can now go into, the BPI can interact. And I think it might be the second one. I'm not sure. Let's check it out. Yeah, this seems like it's the new one. Get interact text, get interacted. Yeah, this is the good one. And then we also need the BPI interact, which I'm also going to take a gamble with the second one. Nope, that's wrong. That was the first one. No, I do not want to take all the functions over. BPI interact. It's going to be second. I don't even remember which. Oh, God damn it! It's going to be the first one. Okay. BPI interact. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I did not prepare this. Okay, yeah, this is the correct one. I also have some custom functions made in there to allow for a secondary interact. Okay, next. So here we have the event interact. At least that's what this was. So we double click the interact here. Then we're just going to zoom out a little bit and recreate this whole part that I have here. So now you need to follow along if you weren't yet. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. So from the owning control, you want to get the inventory manager. And in the inventory manager, we want to get the functions try add item to inventory automatically. This is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is basically just spawning an item, of spawning a spawn actor of class. Spawn actor of class, I think. This is another way you can do it, and what you can do in here is the BP pickup master. It just depends on what your preference is. This, with the first version that I'm going to show you, it will add the items automatically to your inventory upon skinning. The other one will drop items. But you might want to do that after it dies instead of skinning it, but that's up to you. I'll just show you both ways. Then we do from here we get a for each loop. And in that for each loop, we're going to input the items from skinning. Now these items you can set here in the value. You can also use like a data table with a loot list or whatever for this. But I don't have that many animals and most of them are all going to be the same. So for me, it's fine. So what I'll do here is I'll add 2 items, I think. One will be meat, raw meat, and I'll give it 1 because it's a small rabbit. And the other one will be fur, I think was 1. No, silver. Okay, then it's going to be hide. Yeah, hide. Okay, so and it adds 1 hide because again, it's a small rabbit. Then what we do is basically we take this. Yeah, and then can I just pump this into here? I can. Why did I do it this way then? Oh, to change the amount. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Wait, what? That doesn't seem logical at all. Or is it? I'm not sure. But let's just break it up just to be sure. We're gonna break this struct item. And with this one, we're gonna say make struct item. And here we can input the item and the amount. I think this should not really be necessary, but I'm not sure why I did it before. So I'll just do it now again, just to make sure it's the same. And these settings, I'll just leave it the same. The only thing I'm gonna do is the show added item widget, which is new in the MST versions, which will show the little pop-up on the UI for the item added. And then I do a delay and destroy actor. So when you skinned it, it will just be destroyed. Let's see, that's it. And then for the completed, we're gonna set the skinnable to false. Otherwise, that's what I said earlier, you will be able to keep skinning the animal, which is weird and not really the way it should be. So that is version 1. The other way you can do this is by using this pickup class or the pickup master, by spawning the actor, spawn actor from class, adding your pickup master, and basically the only thing you need to do is just put these in here and the inventory item, and then these over here. One thing that is important, make sure it doesn't decay and it does not respawn, otherwise stuff's gonna get weird. I think that's the most important. You might also want to simulate physics if you do this, so that it basically falls to the ground, but then you just get a pickup actor, like it's a drop instead of automatically adding to your inventory. I like it automatically added to the inventory because I would just assume that when he is like chopping the animal into pieces, that he basically puts it in his like prison pocket or whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's that. Come on, zoom out, and then we can delete all this. Now there is a few other things that I did before with my old animal. Sadly, I threw all those settings away, but I can show you again. What I did was the get interact text, and in here I set skin animal, so that when you get close to the animal, it shows skin animal instead of nothing. And the interact animation, this is a tricky one and an important one. What I did is I had a pack with animations, and it's the survival animations pack on the on the marketplace, and it has one of these. They are for the UE4, so I retargeted them to the UE5, and this is what the animation looks like. He just kind of looks like he's filleting and cutting. One thing that is very important is you need to put in this montage notify called interact. And you can look at all the grab item interact that is included in Hyper's packs, because if you don't have this montage notify, it will not do the official interact action in the backend of the code from the inventory or the interact thing, whatever. This was something that I missed for a while, and it took me a while to figure out. So the moment it hits this notify, that's when actually the items will be added to your inventory. So if you do it all the way in the beginning, then it's immediately added. I decided to put it a little bit later in the montage because he actually needs to cut something up. But yeah, that's an animation that I'd like, and I'll put that in the anim montage for the get interact animation. This way, when you just interact, it shows this animation, and you don't have to go around with the whole setting up the montage and everything. Let's see. I think I can also add in a sound. I don't know if I had that before. I am going to check it, because of course it is nice if it has like a little something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry I did that. Let me quickly check my animal behavior kit where I have actors, nope, AI, actors, ground AI, decay system there. I think I have set it up in maybe this one. Skinning, text, skin animal. I also apparently put in a text location, which is a little bit above the ground. But from the looks of it, I did not add in a sound. That's interesting. Okay. Get interact sound. No, I did not. Okay, well, fine. Well, feel free to do that yourself, of course, if you'd like to do that. Then I'm also going to do the interact text, the relative interact text location. What I did here is just drag it off and promote the local variable and call this text underscore lock from text location or whatever. And I just noticed that this one was 130. So it's a little bit above the ground or whatever. I don't know. That's all fine. And this should actually do it. This is it. This is the hard work. I'm going to check it one more time. This looks good. So we have the overlap. It sets the overlap. When it's dead, it will have the collision on the sphere. Yeah, this should be it. Yeah, and here is some. I made just this very, very simple, cheap AI, where the rabbits just roam around and run away when they detect noise. That's it. That's all this is. It's really easy. I did this with, I think, a video from Matt Asplund. So yeah, that's it. Okay, that's the video. It took way longer than I wanted it to, but I'm sorry. I hope this helps anybody. This same way of working applies with getting in and out of vehicles, for example. I did it the same way. I created an overlap box that is basically this is basically in the interact location manager you have of the master, the BP interact location master, you have a can interact sphere. And when you overlap with that sphere as a character, then the interaction is enabled by the can interact. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't do yet. Ooh. Good that I checked that. Can interact. Here we go. This one needs to be set. And what I did here is the skinnable should be true and the char can skin should be true as well. What you do then is a end bool. Put both of them in. If both of them are true, then you can interact. If they're not true, then you cannot interact. Something that I've almost forgot. It's very important, otherwise it will not work. This is the same thing that the can interact sphere does on the BP interaction location master. And this works the same with cars, I was saying. So what I do then is with the event interact, you possess the vehicle, I hide the character and disable all its collisions basically. And when you press E again, which is just the IA, what is it? Input action, interact, try interact, I think. Yeah, try interact here, this one. Then you step out of the vehicle and you do everything backwards. Like, yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped anybody. Very quick and dirty video. Feel free to just pause it or actually speed it up. You can do that on YouTube. Yeah, talk to you later. Bye. Hope this helped.